Hello there, YouTube. Devin K here. Got Mike B behind the camera. We're going to I'll let him try out my nice Ishapore 2A1 here because he's been wanting to get one for a while, and I actually have a, as you said, the nicest one you've ever seen. And because it got reworked by a gunsmith at some point after it came into the country, which is probably a good thing. And we're gonna see how it shoots here, group-wise and everything. It's got 99% parts interchangeability with a SMLE number 1 Mark III. The wood is interchangeable, the sight base is interchangeable, the bolt is 100% interchangeable. Everything is interchangeable except for the magazine. The magazine looks a little different, but the magazine well and magazine latch will take a normal 303 magazine. It'll still fit in there. It won't hold the 308 rounds very well, but it will still take a regular magazine. So it's basically the same exact rifle, and it is one of the last bolt action rifles ever in service. It's actually still in service reserve-wise with the Indian military. So they made about 200,000 of them. And we're just going to see how this beauty performs today.
Give a quick little 30-second history on why they made this thing.
Well, they made this thing because India was kind of like Spain. If you saw my Spanish FR8 video, they had the ability in Ishapore with British machines and British engineers and later on Indian engineers making the SMLE. The FAL came out and they adopted it formally, but they couldn't make them fast enough to supplement all the troops. So they wanted to kind of displace some of their 303s, but have rifles that were still in the same caliber as the frontline rifle, which was the FAL. And so they just basically changed the 303 rifle factory over into making SMLEs that were just from the ground up in 308. So they could not have that logistic nightmare. So, because they already had the people with the know-how to make these, so they figured they might as well keep making them. It's kind of why the Mosin stayed around for the long time. It's not like there was better designs that came out, but it's like they have the know-how and the means and everything to make this still, so they just kept making them.
Perfect. All right, we'll get to shooting. Hold on. Okay, so I've got a target set up at about 25 yards, just for me to get familiar with this a little bit. It's been a while since I shot an SMLE. I like to kind of see where I'm at, and then I've got another target set up at 50. We'll just do 10 rounds. He said the magazine could be finicky, so if I have issues, it's the magazine, not the rifle itself. It's a little bit sticky.
It is kind of cold out here, though, so.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, it's weird. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's a lot of the magazine. See, like I told you, I still got to mess with the feed lips on that thing. It's because we'll have to show them later about how there's 2 different feed lips on that magazine.
Yeah, that bolt's pretty rough.
It is grouping very nice, though.
Oh yeah, it is grouping very nice. All right, that's all she wrote.
Well, I'm just surprised that they all fed and extracted well. I've had issues the one other time I brought it up,
Right,
so
well,
that's
it's
actually
not
kind
like
of
I can work
impressive.
this like this. I can't just.
Yeah, it does need some lube.
Well,
I'm
no,
sure.
it's something to do with the extractor or something, because it's like I'm working against it.
Yeah.
So there's an issue in there, but
Well,
I mean,
the
it's not
chamber
like a big-
tolerances on this are actually pretty tight compared to a lot of other 308s. So when that brass is expanding, it's sticking in the chamber.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Because I have to actually, like you saw, I can't just.
Yeah, and it doesnn't have that nice extraction because this is a system designed for a rimmed cartridge.
Exactly.
And it's
yeah,
rimless
and a
now.
very
Yeah.
tapered cartridge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, it feels like you're shooting a 7.62 NATO bolt action rifle, of course, and it's grouping all right. This is probably just me a little bit. I'm aiming center mass. I'm a little bit low into the left. That's probably my trigger jerking.
Yeah.
'Cause
And I don't know where the sights are on this, but like you could look at the front sight and you could tell it's not perfectly centered. So
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, all right. We'll cut the video. We'll show you both the targets after we do I'm gonna do 10 rounds at the 50, but I gotta reload the mag. Okay, so like Devin was saying, the feed lips on here kind of suck because they just took two halves of a magazine and welded them together or pushed them together. And you can see that one, the rear feed lip is totally uneven and different than that one, and same with the front feed lip. So that's probably one of the issues with the magazines that they have. So he's gonna try and buy a reproduction one at some point, which is probably made a little bit better. And other than that, yeah, like he was saying, the reason it's extracting so hard is because this platform is still made for a 303 British, which is, if you don't know what that is, it's a rimmed cartridge, so it's got a rim on the back instead of being a rimless cartridge, and it's very tapered. It's an older cartridge, so it's got this long taper to it. 7.62 NATO has got a very less drastic taper to it.
it's pretty straight walled.
Yep,
So there's a
and-
lot more friction in the chamber after it fires.
Yeah, because I mean, if you don't know basic things about firearms, when you fire a cartridge, the reason they use brass and other softer metals usually is because the case actually expands to create a seal. And with something like this, it's made for a more tapered cartridge, and the whole design with the extractor and the bolt, it's going to be a little bit more rough with the straight wall one because there is a lot more friction because there isn't that taper. I mean, it's like putting, I don't know, I can't even think of a metaphor, but that's the reason for it. Doesn't mean the rifle's shitty. It's actually grouping quite well. I think at 25, but we're going to go up to 50 now and check that out. Oh, I missed that one, I'm sure. It's terrible. That's all she wrote. We'll go look at the targets. Okay, so this is our 25-yard target. I know it's 25 yards, but again, I just want to get a feel for the rifle. It's consistent. It's grouping really well. I'm not that great at grouping, and iron sights are weird, and I'm shooting fast. All the excuses I could possibly think of.
Yeah.
I suck at group shooting. But
Quality Indian engineering.
yeah. But that being said, it's still very consistent, and that's what you look for in a rifle, because then it's your technique that you got to work on, and that can be fixed. I started out down here, and then I started walking them up into here. So I'm guessing it is slightly, the front sight should be adjusted a little bit, probably to the right to make it go left. Just a tad. We'll go to the 50 in a little bit and see, but it looks like I'm still hitting left on there. Elevation's a little bit low too, it seems. So
Well,
I don't know.
it's minimum sighted for 100 meters.
Yeah,
so.
but it should be shooting higher though, at 25.
Yeah.
But either way, it's not that far off. It's like 2 inches. It's still gonna be a lethal shot. All right, we'll go check out the 50. Yeah, so this is kind of what we're talking about. Devin and I were walking up here. He was telling me that the rifles, the standard needed to be 4 MOA.
Basically, yeah.
So that's a 4-inch group at 100 meters or yards. It's also my shooting, so don't blame the rifle completely, but it's low and to the left. It seems that it would be like that. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna do 10 rounds of slow fire at 100. We're gonna set up 2 targets, and then I'm gonna pass, or Devin's gonna pass the camera to me, and then he's gonna do it. So we're gonna see if it's just me fucking up or if it's the rifle itself. So we'll get that done, and then we'll probably conclude the video.
Sounds good. Alrighty, well, we're gonna see how the thing performs at 100 yards with a crappy magazine, as we're finding out. So.
See what I mean?
Yeah, it's got some pretty sticky extractions. Didn't get one?
Oh no, I'm just saying like it's just sticky.
That's a thing.
Nope, there we go. We had a failure to feed from the magazine. There we go.
I thought it felt a little too nice.
Yep, well that time it went in.
Yep.
Is this a 12-round magazine?
You could get it to 11, but it starts having more issues because the spring in it's pretty weak. So
We'll just stick with 10.
yeah. And that'll do her.
All right, now I'll take a turn and then we'll go down and conclude the video. Getting a little roasty toasty. I can kind of see the.
Oh, you can see the heat lines coming off the barrel.
Yeah, it's still all right though for now.
It's a pleasant rifle to shoot, though.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. That one was definitely to the left, I know that. Screwed that one up. Ooh, chipmunk.
Perfect. Let's go check her out.
Yep.
Alrighty, so here we are at 100 yards. As we kind of expected, the thing shoots pretty close to what the factory accuracy standard was, which is about 4 MOA, and I'm not that great of a shooter either, especially with this rifle where I have no idea if the sights need adjustment or whatever, but I did know it was kind of shooting a little low based on the 25 and 50 yard targets, so I moved, held a little higher, just above, right about here is where I was shooting, aiming anyways, and you can see that there's a pretty consistent group. It's about 6 to 7 MOA and one flyer off there.
It's a convenient flyer.
Yeah, right in his brain pan.
Well placed.
But that's not bad for this rifle that was designed to be a rear line rifle.
And in average hands, like, you know, you don't do it every day. It's not that bad.
That's pretty acceptable.
Yep. And then of course me, I was shooting all low and missed 8 out of 10 shots, but I'm happy with the placement of the 2 that did hit. Center mass, just a little bit left, but that's not actually a big issue. Like, I wouldn't even worry about adjusting your sights if you're not going to be shooting it past 100, because it doesn't matter. But all right, we'll go back and conclude the video. All right, so overall, the Ishapore 2A1 is not a bad rifle. Devin and I were talking on the way back from the 100-yard target that he got some ammo from Fleet Farm a while back, some like federal standard stuff for the M1A, and that ammo did not actually stick in the chamber. This is ZQI M80 147 grain. This stuff, anyway, it's good stuff. It works. It's accurate enough, but it happened to stick in the chamber, so that might just be an ammo thing. Either way, even with the extraction issues, at least it was consistent. It didn't get any worse. So overall, not a bad rifle. It's really cool if you like SMLEs. This is definitely something for you because 308 is a lot easier to find than 303 nowadays.
Way cheaper to shoot.
Cheaper too. Even though 303 is a beast of a round, unfortunately the surplus is pretty much dried up, and you can still get 7.62x51mm NATO surplus a lot. So overall, I had a great time. I appreciate Devin letting me shoot this and bringing this down. And if you haven't checked out his channel yet, I'll put a link in the description to Devin K's channel. He does a bunch of reviews on weird military stuff too. And he knows a lot of crap that I don't. So if you want to learn some more stuff about weird things, go over there and check that out. Link is in the description again. Thanks a lot, Devin. Hope you had fun. And I guess everybody, that's all I get to say with the rifle. So also, if you consider becoming a supporter on Patreon, the link to that is in the description as well. It allows us to come out here and do these shooting videos. Patreon support's increased quite a bit recently, and that's why we're out here doing more shooting videos, conveniently enough. So thanks. I also want to thank my top Patreon supporter, Ben Jammin. You know who you are, because yeah, I haven't been shouting you out in as much videos as I should have been. So thanks, man. I appreciate it. He helps out a lot every month with getting ammo.
I appreciate you guys helping Mike's Patreon out. It helps me come out here a lot too. I'll have to give you mine, so maybe one of your Patreon supporters could be my first
get it on
Patreon
your channel,
supporter
right?
too.
They can get it on your channel.
Yeah, it's in the links on my channel. Yeah.
So I already did that, Devin. I already did the show. They can.
But I'd like to have one Patreon supporter at least. You know what I mean?
You should go give Devin $1 a month. That's what you should
that'd
do.
be great. I think my max is like $5 a month.
All right. Anyway, no, that's good. It's a lot of fun having other fellow YouTubers. That's how we met. Come out and do stuff like this. All right. I'll quit rambling. Consider becoming a supporter. I appreciate that. Check out Devin's channel. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you on the next video.